We begin the video by answering the question, Wolfenstein 3 exactly where it is. According to Bethesda's head of public relations, Pete Hines, in a 2018 interview, the decision was made to develop the sequel Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Of course, after the release of the game, several ancillary games for the series, including Wolfenstein Youngblood and Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, were also released, but Pete Hines' purpose was an official and direct sequel to the series, which is to be made by the studio, Machine Games. However, since Pete Hines claimed there was no more official news from Wolfenstein's third game, from a fair perspective, Bethesda and Machine Games Studio have spent the past 4 years facing a number of challenges, including the coronavirus outbreak and the bustle of the game calendar of this major publisher, and this has likely slowed the pace of the game's development. In addition, the purchase of Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax Media, by Microsoft in 2021 also added to the reason for the calendar of Bethesda Softworks studios to be more cluttered than in the past due to possible future important decisions. Add the above to the diminished motivation of fans of the series due to the poor performance of Youngblood and Cyberpilot to make Wolfenstein's new project dumb like a closed watermelon. Since then, Pete Hines has been unable to hide his enthusiasm for Wolfenstein's third game. Asked about the game in a 2021 interview, he said, "We have to wait to get to the point where we can talk about it. Bethesda now has 2 expected titles under development. One of these titles is the huge role-playing of Bethesda Softworks and Todd Howard's studio Starfield, and the other will be Arcane Austin's studio, Redfall. Both games have just delayed their release time until 2023 and were due to become available this year. Also, Machine Games Studio as the developer Wolfenstein is going through the pre-production stages of the game Indiana Jones, and Bethesda can leave its development to another studio, which doesn't make any sense at all. It is not rational to gamble with Wolfenstein, who alongside Quake and Doom are considered the top and most original first-person shooter collections. But you might say to yourself that, the series was made by other studios before Machine Games and there is no logical reason not to outsource it. However, it seems that Machine Games Studios revived the series and made its name more famous. So, if Wolfenstein doesn't develop the new studio, it's more likely that we'll see its shaky performance. Assuming we look at Machine Games as the only candidate to develop Wolfenstein's third game, the studio will also need to grow and expand so that it can offer a more ambitious and better title than ever before. Of course, this seems to be happening, and looking at the studio's employment ads, the signs can be found. In fact, it has been noted in all Machine Games Hire ads that the studio is expanding. With a deeper look at the profiles of some of the studio's employees on LinkedIn, this issue will appear more than ever. Machine Games Studio employees, including senior designers based at the studio's headquarters in Uppsala, Sweden, have outlined their duties working on an UNRE-introduced title. Therefore, this unannounced game will most likely be the Wolfenstein sequel. So, the next question is, when are we going to see the official introduction of this game? Well, there are a few possibilities in this regard. The E3 event this year also failed to prevent Microsoft from holding an event, and recently we saw the Xbox and Bethesda event. Microsoft's participation in this event has a special focus on the title of Starfield, and certainly this will not be the whole story. Of course, the thing is, Wolfenstein's IP is so big that it can't be sacrificed to the hype created around Starfield. In addition to Starfield, other games including High on Life and Redfall attended the event. Also, the new Forza Motorsport game also hosted a show at the event and even took a look at its gameplay. There were other possibilities, including the presence of the Elder Scrolls 6 and Wolfenstein 3, which seemed a little optimistic. In fact, it seems logical that Xbox has considered these 2 titles to address more in the coming years to avoid the possibility of a drop in the hype surrounding it. Other than that, Bethesda's exclusive event, QuakeCon, will take place in August. Therefore, it makes sense that the 2 games will host a show at the event. Overall, while sub-versions of Wolfenstein's collection were by no means as welcomed as the New Order and the New Colossus, there is certainly a desire to continue the series. Today, few of shooter's first-person games can be found to have as much identity and aughts as Wolfenstein. In any case, it seems that the time has come for the series to rebound.